Hey everybody, as you can see here, we have the new Twinpower XD C3000XG, and I am stoked to open this guy up. Got the Benchmade here, just to cut that guy open. My little Crooked River, my favorite Benchmade knife. And let's get this guy cracked open, baby. Let's go. Bunch of manuals. None of us read that unless we have to get to the schematic. Like that guy there. Oh yeah. Sorry about that. The TV was a little too loud. I'm sure someone would probably complain. Oh yeah. This thing is sick. Finally getting to mess with it. We got one in the shop a couple weeks ago, but it only lasted like 10 minutes. Someone came and picked it up. But I'm going to take this tomorrow to work. And we're going to throw some 10-pound White Power Pro on it. But man, talk about a bad to the bone looking reel. Very dark blue. Absolutely gorgeous. Looks like it has some blue glitter in the rotor, in the body. This thing probably looks sick in the sun. But this is the 3000 Twinpower XD, and we're going to dive into this thing with all the specs and improvements that they made to this reel compared to the last version that came out in 2019. The new Twinpower XD 3000FB, and let me tell you what, this thing is absolutely beautiful. We're going to dive into this a little bit here in a second, but I just want to throw it on this rod. This is my Julimus IMX Pro Blue. My old XD, my FA, is on this rod. I've had it since last April. It's probably been a year since I've had that combo. I absolutely love it. And this is pretty much identical, besides it being the FB series, the new model, with a lot of new features and some new technologies and stuff. And of course, some of the older technologies are in this as well. So I'm gonna flip the camera around. We're gonna check out this reel and kind of get a better look at it, because this thing is sick. You're gonna want to see this. All right, so here we are. Time to kind of go over a couple things. I'm going to try and make it as quick as possible, and please bear with me. I'm still not a pro at this. I'm still learning a lot of stuff. So let's start off with the most important thing, and that's going to be the drag, pressure, the gear ratio, and the weight. So starting off, this guy, 3000, has a 20-pound drag, which is a substantial amount of drag pressure for this little tiny reel. Most people don't realize that we're not even using anywhere near that when we're fighting some of the biggest fish on the flats. Doesn't matter if it's a big redfish or a big snook, you're not putting 20 pounds pressure. That would rip you off the boat. But that's very impressive for how small this little reel is. So 20-pound drag, you're looking at 7.1 ounces. It's very light. Of course, with that MGL rotor, makes this thing pretty dang light. And of course, moving on to the gear ratio, 6.4 to 1, and that's bringing in 37 inches of line per turn of the handle. So what technologies from the previous model in the FA is now in the FB? Some of the old technologies, like your X Protect, to some of the areas on this reel, especially if it gets wet, that kind of reflects and repels some of the water. Your Hagani body and gearing, your long stroke spool, which a lot of your reels now have on all the Shimanos, the long stroke spool, whether it be the Vanford or the Stratax or the Twinpowers. Now this one in the FB is going to have the long stroke spool. And of course your micro module gearing too. So just some of the older stuff in the previous model, which is also in this new FB model. So, moving on to the new stuff. The new stuff that's kind of trickled down from Stella that you're now seeing in the Twinpower FE, the Vanford FA, the Stratic FM is now in the Twinpower XD. First one, we'll make it simple, is this little fella right here, your anti-twist fin. That's mainly for your fluorocarbon, your monofilaments. It helps keep the line from wanting to fall out, get twisted up, uneven line lay. So that right there kind of keeps it kind of locked in place there and puts the line on the spool nice. And if you do get a little twist or anything like that, that little guy, a little plastic, it's not hard, it's, you know, it's kind of soft. It'll kind of pop that little loop out. Moving over to, what do we want to do next? How about the drag system? Since we're just talking about the pressure. Duracross drag system, moving away from the carbon stack and the FA. This is like a cross between carbon fiber and felt. The material is woven in a specific way, and you're getting a lot smoother drag pressure at a higher pound rate. So like if you really crank this thing down, it's not going to want to start jerking and skipping on you. It's going to be smooth no matter what you have the drag pressure at, which I can agree with, because on some of the other ones that I've had, I've really cranked down the drag and they're still pretty smooth with that Duracross. So that's a big improvement as well. Not saying that the FA had a bad drag system, but that is an improvement for this reel. So really smooth drag, which is what we all want in a spinning reel. Next up on the list of things is going to be the Infinity Drive. So the Infinity Drive is where your shaft, which used to be supported by the pinion gear, is actually now supported by low friction bushing. So when you have a lot of load on the reel when you're fighting a large fish, that whole time you're fighting that fish, it's not going to be tough at all. It's going to be super smooth still while under load, while you're putting a lot of pressure on that reel, and everything's still going to be butter smooth, and you're going to be able to get your fish in with no problem, and the line and everything's still going to lay nicely on that reel. So that's a big improvement with that technology. So from Infinity Drive to Infinity Cross, the Infinity Cross is going to be your gearing. So your main gear and your pinion gear, the gearing itself, it's a lot bigger surface for those two gears to mend together. So you're getting a lot better contact between both gears, you're getting more power, and you're not going to be damaging your gear while you're fighting some of those larger fish. There's a lot less pressure points on there, and you're distributing a lot more power while you're cranking in those fish, and you're not having any issues with gear wear over time. So the gears are going to last longer, you're going to be putting out more power, and you're not going to be damaging anything. So it's a big improvement with that as well. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it. I appreciate you for watching the video on the new Shimano Twinpower XGFB. And if you guys have any questions regarding fishing in general, kayaking, gear, message me in the comments below, or you can message me on Instagram at Jesse Wright Fishing. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.